All right, let's talk about being a smart shopper. In this explainer, we're going to transform you from just a regular buyer into a truly informed, confident consumer, someone who knows their rights and, more importantly, knows how to use them. So let's get right into it.
So, let's kick things off with a scenario I'm sure almost all of us have been through. Picture this. You're in a hurry, you desperately need cash, you find an ATM, stick your card in, and bam, cash not available. Ugh, it's so frustrating, right? But what can you really do about it? Well, it turns out you can do a lot. So, that number you're looking at, 2,500 rupees. That's not just a random figure. That is the actual fine a consumer court in Raipur slapped on a bank for exactly this issue. Yeah, a customer got tired of it, took them to court with some proof, and guess what? They won. And get this, the court basically told the bank, nope, your excuses don't work. They ruled that an ATM without cash is a deficiency in service. This set a huge precedent. It means that when a business promises a service and doesn't deliver, they're violating your rights. The key takeaway here is that even something that seems like a small inconvenience can be a real, legitimate issue in the eyes of the law.
Okay, so that ATM story, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. It points to a much bigger problem that affects, well, all of us, every single day. I mean, think about it. Every time you buy something or pay for a service, you're putting your trust and your money on the line.
Look, businesses are there to make money, we get that. But sometimes, in the rush to boost sales, things can get a little shady. We're talking about all sorts of unfair stuff, defective products that are just plain unsafe, food that's not what it claims to be, ads that are totally misleading, or even just being charged more than the MRP. It's not just about getting ripped off. This kind of thing can be seriously dangerous. But here's the good news. The whole game has changed. There's been a massive power shift in the marketplace, and guess what? The power is now tilting in your favor. It's a whole new ballgame. This is so important. In the old days, the rule was caveat emptor, which is just a fancy way of saying let the buyer beware. Basically, it was your problem if you bought a dud. The risk was all on you. But now, we flipped it completely to caveat venditor, let the seller beware. The responsibility, the burden of proof, it's all shifted. Now it's on the seller to be honest and make sure their stuff is up to snuff. And that leads us to this powerful idea. A consumer is a king in the free market. Seriously, this isn't just some marketing slogan. It's the whole philosophy behind our consumer protection laws. It means you, your choices, your safety, you're the one who's supposed to be in the driver's seat. Okay, so if you're the king or queen of the market, what does that actually mean? What are your royal powers? Well, the Consumer Protection Act of 2019 gives you 6 fundamental rights, and honestly, they're kind of like consumer superpowers. So here they are, all 6 of them laid out. We're going to dive into each one, but just at a glance, you can see how comprehensive this is. It covers everything from keeping you safe to making sure you're informed and can get justice if things go wrong. All right, first up, and maybe the most important one, the right to safety. This is super straightforward. The stuff you buy shouldn't hurt you. Period. We're talking about being protected from anything that's a hazard to your life, your health, or your property. So no faulty electronics that could start a fire, no contaminated food. You get the idea. Next is the right to be informed. You have the right to know what you're buying. It's why we have labels with all that info. Ingredients, manufacturing date, price, how to use it. The whole point is to give you the complete picture so you can make a smart choice, not just take a wild guess. Then there's the right to choose. This one's all about making sure there's healthy competition out there. You should have plenty of options, different brands, different qualities, different prices. This stops one company from cornering the market and telling you, take it or leave it. Okay, this one is huge, the right to be heard. It means if you have a problem, if you're unhappy with a product or service, someone has to listen. You can't just be brushed off or ignored. It's why companies have customer service lines and complaint departments. They literally have to hear you out. And what happens after they hear you? That brings us to the right to seek redressal. This is where the magic happens. It's what gives these rights real teeth. It means you can get a real solution, a replacement, a refund, or even compensation if you've suffered a loss or injury. It's about making things right. And last but not least, the right to consumer education. You have the right to learn how to be a smart, informed consumer. It's about giving you the knowledge and skills to navigate the marketplace confidently. And hey, that's exactly what we're doing right here, right now. So you've got these 6 amazing rights, this powerful shield. But It's a two-way street. Being an empowered consumer isn't just about what you're owed, it's also about being responsible yourself. So let's talk about your side of the bargain. Think of this as your personal consumer checklist. It's pretty simple stuff, but it makes a huge difference. Know what's out there, keep an eye out for those quality assurance marks, actually read the labels, and be assertive about getting a fair deal. And number one rule, always get a cash memo. That little piece of paper is your golden ticket if you ever need to prove you bought something. And speaking of quality marks, here are the big ones you should know. See these logos? The ISI mark for electronics, FPO for processed food products, Ag mark for farm goods. These are like a seal of approval. They tell you the product has passed certain quality tests. It's a super simple shortcut to help you choose wisely.
Okay, so you know your rights, you're being a responsible consumer, but what happens when something still goes wrong? When you've tried to sort it out and you're getting nowhere? Where do you go to take real, formal action?
Well, the system is actually pretty straightforward. There's a three-tier structure designed to handle complaints. It all depends on the value of what you're claiming. If it's up to 50 lakh rupees, you start at the district commission. Between 50 lakh and 2 crore, you go to the state commission. And for the really big claims, over 2 crore, it's the national commission.
And here's the best part. It doesn't have to end there. If you're not happy with the decision at one level, you can appeal and take it to the next one up, even all the way to the Supreme Court. The whole point of this entire system is to get you a real result, to get you that refund or replacement or compensation you deserve.
So, there you have it. You're no longer just a shopper. You're an informed consumer. The next time you run into a faulty product or a terrible service, remember what we've talked about. Remember the power that you hold. The laws are there, the system is in place, so the only real question left is the one you see right here. You've got the rights, you've got the tools. Are you ready to use them and truly be the king of your market?